Hi, I'm Yasmin Vasugian, Gallup's World Poll correspondent. I'm here with Marvin Weinbaum from the Middle East Institute. Thanks for joining us, Marvin. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So let's just get right to it. There was the most recent development, which I'm sure was all over the news stations, and it was Osama bin Laden had declared war on General Pervez Musharraf. What do you believe is bin Laden's intention in doing this?
For a long time now, Al-Qaeda has been more focused in that area on destabilizing the Pakistan government and specifically ousting Musharraf than it has even been in what's going on in Afghanistan. I think we have failed to recognize that that's their main agenda item. Of course, they're also interested in working together with the Taliban in Afghanistan, but they see Pakistan as a critical state, and they would love to see the removal of a government which is pro-American.
What would ousting Musharraf do? Where would that put bin Laden and Al-Qaeda?
Well, I don't think that if Musharraf goes, and he may very well, that doesn't mean now that that is a victory for extremist Islamic forces. Mm-hmm. It does, however, shake up, destabilize the country.
The Gallup poll in 2007, and they found that 46% of the people said they knew of bin Laden, and he received a somewhat favorable rating of 6.4 out of 10, 10 being the most favorable. And you sort of look at this as an outsider, and you think, well, I mean, Pakistanis, they must support his cause.
Well, one would think so, right. But I don't believe that's the case. I don't think that overwhelmingly the Pakistani public favors a militant brand of Islam. He's more of a symbolic figure, which represents for them, because they don't see him as we see him, represents to them a standing up against the West.
If Musharraf were to run, and if he were to step down as head of the military, do you believe he would have a chance of winning?
He will win, because you see, if he runs with this parliament,
mm-hmm.
all he needs is a majority of the national parliament as well as the assemblies. He has his party, together with its alliances, two smaller parties. He has enough votes to be able to elect himself as president.
He's in a very difficult spot, obviously. He's got, on the one side, the U.S. government, sort of in one ear. On the other side, he's got these declarations from Osama bin Laden, sort of war against Musharraf from Osama bin Laden, which ultimately means more activity on the borders. How do you think he can help that situation? How can he?
He can't do very much on the borders these days.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively, the government and its military has lost the war in the border area.
Are you saying in a way that the Bush administration and the U.S. government has sort of lost the war on terror in Pakistan?
We have, for the time being, I think, found ourselves with inability here to ask Musharraf to deliver for us in the way we have asked him in the past. We've hoped for his cooperation in rooting out Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. What has happened now is that over time, he's lost his ability to do very much in that area. I'm afraid the only thing that's left to us in the short term is to redouble our efforts on the Afghanistan side of the border.